What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. Down the left side here, we have Mathmech. Magnum is at 1 now, so we're going to be seeing a little bit less of those double bestial searches here, and then which is going to be powering up the Mathmech deck and also being able to play multiple hand trapped or going second cards. And then on the right side here, we have Chimera, one of the upcoming decks from the Duel release that got supported. It is branded Chimera, so you will be seeing some of those branded cards. Has a very good Unchained matchup if you have the heavier branded package in there, and it's getting a lot of popularity, and it's going to get stronger with the next set at Age of Overlords dropping, I believe, in November. Before we dive in, though, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel a lot. We're on the road to 5K here. It only takes a second to hit that subscription button and does not cost you guys anything, as well as support the channel here so we can make more awesome content for you guys. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a high roll here with the Chimera deck choosing to go first, I believe. We do see the Book of Moons in the main here, but they're going to activate a branded fusion right off the bat here that's going to go through. This is actually one of their strongest openings here, because you can actually activate a branded opening now. The first thing you could activate, and now your opponent has to think. Before you could just activate it and they'd obviously just instantly ash. But when you're playing a Chimera deck here, the ashing on branded fusion is not the play. So if you are playing branded, pure branded, it is a very good strategy. The first thing you summon, you could activate it, and they can't really hit your best ash card now anymore. But we're going to see branded fusion dumping the Alabats as well as a Gazelle, going for the Rinbrum, which is a very powerful card here, especially in the Mathmech matchup, unless they have Diameter. But we're going to be able to search for Cornfield. Cornfield's going to be able to activate. That's going to be able to discard himself out. Searching for the Mirror Swords Knight. And this is the card you will 100% ash all the time. We're going to be normal summoning out. And then we're going to activate the effect here. It's going to essentially summon out the Big Wing Bephermat here. And this card searches for 2 cards. Searches for Chimera Fusion as well as any level 4 wing beasts. Or not wing beasts. Beasts. So we're going to search for the Gazelle here, as well as the Chimera, getting those 2 cards, pretty crazy here. Then we're going to activate a Chimera, using them to go into the big Chimera here. And then we're going to be able to activate the effect of the Big Wing Bephermat, as well as the, I guess we already activated the Gazelle here. So we'll be summoning out essentially just the Mirror Swords Knight. And we'll be able to discard a card during the end phase of our opponent of this turn here from our opponent's hand. And then Guardian Chimera will be able to add itself back here, so we can go into a lovely copy of Guardian Chimera during the following turn here. Having a hand rip is very nice, especially if our opponent does hand trap you very awkwardly. We are going to be trying to nib here though. And Nib is very good against this deck, especially in a situation like this. They end up losing a lot of their interaction here. And they will still have the Rinbrum, which can summon out an Albaz during their opponent's turn, which can make the Mirror Jade here. But it looks like it's going to resolve. So we're going to add back the Chimera Fusion here. Then we're going to summon out a token. For some reason, I see Crossout in their hand, but they don't have Nib for Crossout, or is there Nib in the hand here? We're going to see a set 4 here and a pass. And then during the end phase here, we're already ripping their hand. So, that is going to make them start off with only 4 cards. They did hit the Nib. It just feels so good, especially if you get hand trapped and then they just start off with so little cards. We're going to see them hit a Small World here, which is a nice little hit. If we wanted to, we could activate the the Chimera here, which can summon out one of the monsters from our graveyard. Then we're going to activate the Mirror Swords Knight here, which can summon out the Big Wing Bephermat here. We can let us search for 2 more cards here, as well as have a second monster on the field for... This essentially just sets up the Chimera play here. So I'm going to be able to go for the Guardian Chimera, because then we can just search for another monster in hand. So now we have the Nib token, the Big Wing, as well as a different name here for the Guardian Chimera, which will allow us to pop 2 and draw 1. Which is essentially very free here. We're going to activate the effect here of one of the Mathmech ones, either subtraction or addition here. Summoning itself out. Are we going to attempt to pop here? We're not. Or we might be. We're thinking they have 3 cards left in hand. We are going to be seeing them activate the fusion here. Going for a second copy of the king, okay. Then we're going to be able to activate the effect of Bephermat as well as Gazelle and the king here. So we're going to be discarding one of their cards during the end phase. Maybe we're going to be seeing them go for a Chimera after this. Wanting to keep a huge token on the field, maybe. We still have the Mirror Jade as well. So, this is going... And we're going to be seeing them activate it once again here. Oh, they're not. Okay. I was going to say, that's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's not once per turn. You could 100% do that. They could activate it, going for... We're going to see them link away here for a copy of the Lingriba, which makes me want to believe that they have the copy of... they have the copy of Diameter in the hand here. They do. We're going to see a normal summon of Diameter targeting the superfactorial, or the subtraction here. You can 100% just wait to the summon, pop those 2. We're going to see them activate the effect of the Mirror Swords Knight, which is going to be negating the Diameter here. And this is good as well. This is still fine. This is extremely fine for the Chimera player here. I think that Mathmech does not have this one. I mean, we got Mirror Jade, we got Guardian Chimera here, a huge token on the field as well. And they're going to be losing 1 card in their hand as well. We're going to see another extender here targeting the Nib, which is going to be the... so we see subtraction and addition here, and they absolutely have to flip it. And a Book of Moon, okay. Flipping the Diameter face down, I guess not even wanting to waste their Chimera, their Guardian Chimera. They're looking at their extra deck, seeing what they could potentially make here. It's like if they don't use a card in their hand, they are going to lose it. We could go for a Splash Mage line. We're going to see a Talents here, attempting to draw 2, and we have the Ash. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. We did get rid of the card in the hand, though, which is pretty nice. But Mathmech is just getting bodied right now by this Chimera deck. I think the only line of play is to go for Splash Mage. But we do see the Chimera, being set. Looks like they're thinking here. And we could see the Rinbrum summon out the Albaz. Discard a card to go for. We are going to be seeing the Rinbrum activate here. Summoning out the Albaz. Activating the effect. Discarding the cross out to use it as a material. Going for that Mirror Jade. And Mirror Jade can now actually out the Nib token as well as, not even wanting to threaten his board. And they're just going to scoop it up there, realizing they're going to have way too much, and their opponent's going to be able to just destroy them during the following turn. Yeah, that's very rough. They had everything. That Ash as well was insane. And they were going to be able to summon out the Guardian Chimera here, which would have been very oppressive. But having the Ash on top of all that was just the cherries on top. The nib was very well timed, though. Just unfortunately not enough for the Guardian Chimera deck. There's just so much like resources management there. That's like insane. But moving on into game 2, we might be seeing some floodgates. If we see the Mathmech deck going first, if they're able to set up, like some players are going for the big Cybers plays with the firewall stuff, being able to set up like that firewall link 6 that sets up like a spell and trap negate and super factorial as well. That could be very nice. Being able to rip a card from their hand and their field as well as the back row. There could be the potential of having it all three as well as an Omni Negate built into that. And then there's hand traps as well. But we will be seeing here it's a very friendly match. Both players know each other for a very long time here. We've seen both players on the channel as a lot. Sean on the right side being our Marincess player, playing all the time, but trying out the Chimera deck. Is one of his favorite summoning techniques is fusions. He played Despio way back in the day, and Guardian Chimera is a crazy card. But always falling back to Marincess at some point in time as well here. So maybe we'll be picking his brain for the new ban list. Seeing what he thinks of Marincess for this format here. But we do see in the Mathmech players decks there is the Veilers. Veiler is pretty nice as well. I think that it's also a small world bridge. The hand looks like it's an interesting one here. We're going to see a normal summon of one of the extenders, and we're going to stuff summon out the other one, so not looking like the greatest of hands. But we're going to go for the Alimbertion. We're going to activate the effect. It's going to get hit with the Veiler. That is not great. We're going to set 2 and pass, holding the Ash in the hand. Not looking too promising for Mathmech here. Looks like the Chimera player is thinking as well here. Sometimes there's like a lot of weird lines, like if you have like Chimera Fusion in hand and like weird stuff. We're already seeing the match fit Chimera Fusion in hand right away here. But we do have the D barrier. Will we be able to flip another one up? No, we don't. So we see that crazy blowout card that Konami decided was completely fair. We're going to normal summon up the Gazelle, activate the effect here, but we can still set Chimera Fusion for the following turn though as well, which is a very nice if we do end up having another one. That's going to search us for the Chimera Fusion here, so we will be able to set it during to be able to activate during the following turn, which we are going to be seeing them set. And passing on this. So having them 2 cards in hand, one of them being the Ash Blossom. We're going to see a normal summon of Diameter here. That is a nice normal. Crazy top deck here for Mathmech. And we're going to be seeing them chain the... And they have another D barrier! Oh my gosh! Summoning out the... addition here, and we see a bunch of laughing. That's just crazy here. Double D barrier. That is the cards. We're going to see them go for another Albert. Albert effect's going to activate. We do have the Omni Negate now live here. This can search us for not a copy of the Circular. The copy of Circular. Circular's going to activate its effects, dumping the Sigma, and we're going to be seeing our opponent. Oh, they have the Dark Magician. I know the Dark Magician has now been cut for the Versago. But we're going to be seeing the deck just scoop it up here, realizing their opponent's going to have way too much here. They have an Omni Negate, and I believe they can just go for an OTK line as well if they wanted to. With the copy of the Update Jammer access code combo. But we're going to see them moving on to game 3 here. That double D barrier was crazy. I was like, okay, we'll be able to do some stuff still in our opponent's turn with the Guardian, with the Chimera plays. Potentially go for a Guardian Chimera. Guardian Chimera can dump the or can use at least the Dark Magician in the hand. Not the greatest, but still able to be a name. And then we just saw that double D barrier just shut it all down. Decided saying, nope, we're not having any more fusions. There is no fusions for you. Purple is locked out. But moving on to game 3 here, what will we see the Guardian Chimera deck, or the Chimera deck, Chimera, however you pronounce it. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me that I'm pronouncing it wrong. But we will be seeing them go first, most likely here. You can't get D-buried if you go first, unless you're playing against Labyrinth, and that's very fair, apparently. If we do see one of those low impact hand traps, the best feeling is when you play when you're playing Chimera and your opponent hits you with 2 low impact hand traps that don't hurt that much, or just 1 hand trap, and you end up talenting them as well as ripping it with the King Chimera. It feels so great when that happens, because you're essentially starting with 3 cards and they hit you low impactly. You rip 2 cards and a third. And you already have a great board here. We're going to see them start off with a Brand Infusion once again here. Dumping Albaz as well as the copy of the Gazelle. Summoning out Rinbrum. Then we're going to be seeing Gazelle effects can activate here. And that will allow us to search for the Mirror Swords Knight. Or a copy of the Cornfield here. We're going to just go for right away for the Mirror Swords Knight. We're going to normal summon out the Mirror Swords Knight. I believe Cornfield's a negate in the graveyard as well, a targeting negate. But maybe we already have it in the hand and we don't need that. But we're going to see them go into the copy of Big Wing Bephermat. Activating the effect, getting hit with the Veiler here. Adding 2 cards from your deck is a very good Veiler target. Especially if we do not have the Chimera Fusion access here, which it does not look like that we have. They're reading the Rinbrum. They're just going to pass on this. They have Nib, Ash in hand. And the Mirror Swords Knight in graveyard as well. But we do not have the King Chimera on the field, so it's not going to be doing anything for us. We're going to see a Silent Mining pitching another Silent Mining, getting ashed. Now that is notorious. Silent Mining, you either see 1 or none, or multiple or none. The amount of Silent Mining, pitch Silent Mining I have seen is crazy since it came out way back when Salad. It was $100 at one point, $30 each. I remember that's when I picked up my original Secrets. And then we're going to see a Small World. You're going to be wasting another card in the hand. That's going to be able to get us to 2 Circular here. Okay. Down 1 Paralytic Seed. Circular going to be sending the Sigma. Summoning out the Circular. Sigma effect's going to activate, summoning itself out. Circular effect's going to be able to activate here. Are we going to search for the Trap or the Spell card here is the question. Looking like they're debating over Super Factorial here. I mean, Rinbrum can bounce the extra deck card. So, you can't go for Splash Mage because Splash Mage will just get, destroyed or bounced back, I guess, when it activates the effects. But if you go for Alan Bershin, we're going to search for the spell here. That might have been the throw of this. Unless I'm seeing a line that I don't know. I feel like you just have to go into Alan Bershin, activate the effect here. It gets negated and bounced. But you already have the 3 engrave. Or you don't have the 3 engrave, right? I see them go into the Cyber's Wicked here. And we have the Parallel Exceed. And Wicked doesn't activate, so we're going to get 2 more bodies on the field. Okay, this is the line. This is 100% the line. Who needs Super Factorial when you can just go for game? So we're going to see the effect of Parallel Exceed going to activate. We can't even chain. We can go Chain Link 1 Wicked, Chain Link 2 Parallel. They're choosing not to do that. That's wild. And they had the nib. I forgot about that completely. Yeah. And did they just scoop on this? They do. They just scoop, realizing our opponent's going to have way too much. No, you don't need to scoop. But we're going to be seeing the Chimera deck end up taking it. They do have the Gazelle. Okay, that's fair enough. You definitely need to scoop. With the Brand Infusion in hand, Equation's not going to do anything there. So we see the Chimera deck end up taking the win here. Nib being way too strong against Mathmech. Kind of unfortunate. We did see it there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Want to see some more content like this? Let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.